Welcome to the fifth quarter Northern Arizona style. I'm your host, Danny Neal. And as always, I want to introduce my co-host, my friend, my partner, the man known in Northern Arizona simply as Coach. That's Mr. Coach Tyrone Johnson. How you doing this morning, Coach?
Coach, I am doing well. I'm blessed, highly favored. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm up early, sitting up here, and I'm ready to go, man. You know, we normally have a guest along with us every show, but every being graduation and so many things going, we just kind of let people go do their things, and it's just me and you riding again, man. So,
Hey, that's all good.
hey,
That's
got
all to the good.
see what you got to talk about, and see what kind of knowledge you can drop on the people this morning, and just see what you gonna say that's just gonna make me laugh like you've done already this morning. So, what's new in your world, man?
Oh man, my world, I'm just getting it in. Work being a little short staffed, going through interviews right now, pulling some double duty. So just really getting it in. Crystal's been out, not feeling well, and then just on both sides, it's just like go, go, go. So just getting it in, man. That's it. Just a lot of work.
Right, man. And that's I have to thank you for really rejuvenating me in the fact that I've wondered a couple times, man, should I retire? I'm back at the rec center, and I wondered, man, should I retire? But then I see you doing these double duties. I see you doing the budget. I see you doing the staffing, and you rejuvenating my retirement. You letting me know I made the right decision. All I do is stand up there and hand the basketballs out, come in there and ask you a question, go back in there and hand the basketballs out. I'm loving it.
Hey man, you definitely earned your right to retirement, and had you stayed on, I wouldn't have to do all this duty. So
Well, hey, so I know you're appreciative. You can tell me thank you. You can tell me thank you at any time, man. But
I'm not.
yeah, like I say, I watch all the work that you're doing, running the rec center, running the adult athletics, and doing all this, and I promise you, it lets me know that I did the right thing. I definitely did the right thing this time, man, and that's the beauty. I can come back now and at least hand out basketball, so you don't have to do that.
That you can,
Yeah,
and you
man.
do it well. I mean, you have a rapport with the kids. You can anticipate. Like on defense, when we tell the kids to anticipate, you can anticipate what the kids want. You already have it in hand. You do what you do, man.
Coach, that's not anticipation. They come in every day at 11 o'clock and ask for the same thing all year long. Now, if I can't remember that, I do need that privilege that you've been talking about.
But the amount of kids that come through, man, and just to be able to still recognize who want what, who checking out what, it is impressive.
Well, hey, man, I'm having a good time. And, I think Janie having even a better time just getting me out the house. and,
Probably.
and having things like that, man. But before we go any further, first we also want to send out prayers to the people in Texas and the tragedy that happened there. And I don't think anything anybody does should go without sending out prayers to the people in Texas.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Totally agree.
Right,
It's just unfathomable to even think that we're still here at this
right,
point, having these types of discussions, and having to pray for more families, because none of us can ever understand it or really wrap our head around it. And
right,
so, like you
right,
say, just prayers out to everyone out that way.
right, right. And on a brighter note, we also want to say congratulations to all the graduates in the FUSD school district, in the charter schools, just all the graduates, man. This is special.
It is. And we also want to congratulate those that just got promoted and getting ready to start their journey into high school.
Exactly. And the irony in that is funny because I went to Flag High Wednesday night to watch my granddaughter Lexi be promoted.
Mm-hmm.
And in that same gym 50 years ago, I graduated from Flag High. So, so it's like in 1972, I was in that same gym graduating. In 2022, my granddaughter's in that same gym promoting. So actually, I was sitting in there in the gym, and I was telling my son Marcus, Andre, Janie, we were all there, and I was like, yeah, man, 50 years ago, I don't know if it could have been the same exact date. I don't remember the date I graduated. That was 50 years ago, but yeah, man, it was definitely the year, same month, everything. So it
That's
was
cool.
yeah, man, it was nice.
Yeah, that's cool. That's special when,
Hey,
you have a family legacy that has come through, and you get to witness and see your
right,
granddaughter, take steps
right.
on the same floor that you took steps on, and be in the same school. And 50 years ago, man, you realize you graduated before I was born.
I hadn't, but since you brought it up, I hadn't thought about that. I don't know why I didn't think about it, because every time I try to tell you something happened in 72, you look at me like you don't know what I'm talking about. So I guess that explains it.
That explains it. That's an honest answer. I don't know what you were talking about.
I know, man. See, that's the problem. I mean, it's a blessing to be able to work with you and Crystal, young people like that, and y'all accept this old dude to hang out with y'all. But sometimes I can't talk to y'all because you don't know what I'm talking about. You weren't there.
We were not there. And,
You
and
are.
then sometimes when we were there, we were infants and we can't remember what you were talking about. So
Well, that's true, man. That's true. But hey, man, I try to give y'all some history of the city of Flagstaff. And but yeah, man, it is a blessing to be able to done that, see it today, and still mess with y'all about it, and just go on a tangent talking about stuff. And y'all, you and Crystal looking at me like, what is you talking about? So yeah, that's just a little side note that's between you and Crystal, that folks see us, y'all, you look at me crazy, you know that I'm saying something that you have no idea what I'm talking about.
yes.
But coach, when you graduated, I know when I graduated from high school, I loved my high school years. I
Mhm.
loved them. And yeah, I'm talking about my granddaughter Lexi taking steps on that same floor. She's probably gonna take a lot more basketball steps on that same floor than I did also.
That won't be hard though.
point point being, nah, I wasn't getting a lot of minutes on the basketball court. But for me at that time, I was with my partners, Frank McCain, Jerry Nichols, Feldenberg, Robert Joyce. All my partners from the South Side. So for me, it was just more being with my friends, man.
Right.
And still getting everything that they got. And they were great players, and I was enjoying their success.
Hmm.
So when you were coming, so I loved my high school years, loved them. I didn't want to leave high school. I really didn't, man, because I had fun.
Right.
But that was just all part of being brought up in brown homes.
Hmm.
Um, but you coming out of high school was a little different situation. Had you already signed when you left high school?
Yes. I had signed already when I left high school.
So it was a little easier situation. You didn't have the pressures and everything that a lot of people have coming out of high school and still not signed.
No, I didn't have that. I was signed. I knew where I was going. And at the time, I chose to go a different route than what traditionally people did coming out that went and played basketball. Everybody that came from here, it was pretty much known that if you were going to do a JUCO route, you were going to go down and you were going to go to Yavapai and you're going to play at Yavapai, so on and so forth. So, me, I had to mix it up and be a little bit different. I went to Northland Pioneer College over in Holbrook when I came out. And so I believe I probably signed like in April. So I had
Mhm.
knew where I was going to go, and just doing a different route. Going out, Coach Z, he get all these players from Indiana, from, Detroit, from various areas out that way. And they come back and, come to Holbrook, and you have some people that can play. guys from Memphis, like Mingo Johnson. I think he ended up, after he left, he ended up playing at Memphis and playing in the Final Four. Delmar Johnson, he coaches at Holbrook now. He played. You had everybody that played there pretty much went on to a Division I school, and so you know, Coach Z had us going. We were fifth in the nation. I mean, we were doing it up all there in little Holbrook, and it was good. It kept the rivalry between James and I, you know, alive still. We were able to battle not just in high school. We battled for the year in college because he was a year ahead of me. And then, you know, just once you get out of high school, you know, you're trying to navigate your life at a point where you're probably the most ignorant. You're trying to set yourself up for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're making decisions that's going to affect the rest of your life. And at that point in time, you know everything. And can't nobody tell you nothing.
Can't tell you anything.
Even though they don't walk in your shoes. And so, you know, for me, MPC was good, but then I felt that, you know, I could leave after 1 year, and I did. I went out to Santa Barbara, and then when I had Illy, I came back to Flag and, you know, played at NAU, and just been here, you know.
Right. Well, and speaking of Illy, how was recruiting? Well, I know how it was different. She had more colleges looking it up, but how was the recruiting process different? And I don't know that, man. I know you had a lot of colleges looking at you. I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna be right. I know you had a lot of colleges looking at you, but I know, and Trev also. So how was the recruiting process different in those three, basically, eras?
So let me preface it by saying, if you're talking about basketball, no, I was not highly recruited. If you're talking about basketball, I got the JUCOs here in Arizona recruit me, and then I had got one letter from Ball State, and they were wanting me to go to Phoenix College as like a feeder program and stuff like that. And so I didn't get any Division I really letters or anything like that or interest in basketball. However, in football, I got plenty. So there you go.
Man, stop. Don't even talk. You know what I did to you this weekend on the football field. So you can stop it. I don't think there's video. I don't know if there's video out there or not, because my Facebook went out on me. So I don't know if there's video out there, but just for folks to know, I was playing wide receiver. He was trying to cover me. As you said, I graduated from high school before you was born, but I still juked you, got open, scored, and had made a touchdown.
You did not juke me.
Whatever.
You pushed me. I had that blanket defense, and you pushed me off, and then you got open.
I got your hands off of me.
No.
And scored. But anyway, I just want to put that out there. There may be some video next week. I don't know. But
but the recruiting process, it was different in a sense that I kind of knew what to expect and tried to really make sure I got Illy and Trev in positions to where they could be seen and they could be recruited. I think the thing that helped Illy, she was more on a national stage with her travel team. Trev was more on a regional with his. So Trev and them mostly stayed on the West, as to where Illy went up to Oregon, Chicago. She did that whole circuit. And then it was just a matter of making sure they conducted themselves correctly in terms of, you know, their play, making sure that, you know, their grades and their persona was just true and was good. And so for Illy, she went on a few visits and she had to decide what she was looking for in the program. I remember we thought she was going to go to Long Beach State, and we were asking her final decisions and why she didn't choose Long Beach State. She said because they didn't have a football team. We was like, what they got to do with you? And she was like, I want to go to a school that got a football team. So
really,
yeah. So that was just one. I'm like, okay, but so, and then with that, she was signed in the summer. Not in the summer. She got signed in the spring of her senior year, like after the season. And then with Trev, with his recruitment. Started off universities. We had JUCO looks, we had D2 looks, but he felt that he could play at the Division I level, and everybody kept talking about his size. So he took a year to do the prep school and went and got, bigger, and then went JUCO, and then eventually ended up at a D1.
Mhm. So, I mean, the process obviously was a lot different because um, there was not a lot of texting and there was no rules in place as far as texting goes when you were being recruited. Um, was that a big major change? Did that help the coaches? Did that become cumbersome to the athletes when texting took off?
Well, I think when you're a recruitable athlete and you're constantly being contacted by various coaches, I mean, you can take it one of two ways. You can get annoyed by it because your phone is constantly going off, and if you're being active in your recruiting process, you need to respond to the coaches and stuff like that. And or you can just realize that, hey, this doesn't happen for everybody.
Right.
And this is definitely a privilege. And so I'm going to enjoy this, even if it is, 4, 5, 6 different coaches that's wanting me to make a decision now. I'm gonna make the right decision. I'm gonna enjoy this process, because once you get out of this and it's done, unless you go to JUCO, even in JUCO, when you get recruited by university, it's a little bit different than high school. Once this is done, then that recruiting period is pretty much done. Now, if you're a top athlete now and you go into the transfer portal and all that type of stuff, things are different now. I mean, there's, different recruiting bases. People aren't as loyal to their initial commitment as
Right.
they were, back when I came up. You committed somewhere, you were pretty much going there. But now you go for a year, you get in the portal, you go for a year somewhere, you get in the portal. And so it's just a bunch of changes in terms of commitments and what the athletes feel they're going to get out of it.
Right. Now, you're in a different situation than a lot of people because you went through the recruiting process as a player and as a dad and now as a coach. So, as a coach, and having a player the caliber of a Grace Linez, what is that like with all the coaches grabbing at you trying to get your attention just to get to her?
Well, that's the reason why really I came into the position. That was one of the motivations to come in and to coach high school basketball here in Flagstaff, because I knew that we had athletes that were recruitable, that could not just play at the college level, but would be able to be successful playing at the college level.
Right.
And so I felt I could be a liaison to that. So for me, it's always joyous to be able to connect one of our players with various college coaches, to get the college coaches' interest up in them, and then have our players go on and succeed. And so for me, it's never cumbersome. It's always a joy. But what I like to do is I like to make sure that the athlete is committed and this is something that they want to do. It makes no sense to me to spend a lot of time contacting coaches, getting recruiting out, knowing that they don't want to play at that level. And so, if I know they want to play at that level, then I'm gonna do what I can to help them make that happen and help them make it come true.
Right. And kudos to you in the fact that I personally know that every young lady who's come through here, not just from Flag High, but other players who've come to you and said, Coach, can you help me get somewhere? You've done that. I don't know a player who's come to you that didn't go play college ball if they wanted to. So if that was one of your main goals, you're definitely achieving that. I know when this position at Flag High first came up, and I was approached by it, by Choo Choo McDonald, and I told him that I wasn't prepared for it, but I knew somebody who was. And that's when I came and asked you about it, and went to the meeting and said, hey, y'all, you got Coach Charles Johnson over here. Y'all need to hire that man. And one thing you told me at that time was, if I'm gonna do this, then I'm not gonna do it to just win the city championship. I'm not gonna do this just to win a conference championship. I want to go. I want to win state championships. I want to send these girls to college. I want to make them better people coming out the program than they were coming in. So I know these were your goals before you even accepted the invite to apply for the job. So I know you're real about that. And these 16 years, man, that you've definitely been a success at that. And it's just been a pleasure for me to be along on the rise, you know.
Yes, indeed. And I guess 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
What's that?
Sending girls to college, trying to make sure they better people. Still haven't got a gold ball.
Man, you need to leave that alone. It's coming. It's coming, man.
It's been a long time in coming.
It is, but you got one. You got to the game this year. You got to the game, and just to be honest with you, we ran into a buzzsaw. Ran into a very, very, very good South Point Catholic team.
Yeah,
and so.
And then I appreciate you being along. And I was telling you the other day that your program on the JV level is probably one of the only programs in America that has sent somebody to college without them even playing varsity basketball. So hats off to you.
That ain't had nothing to do. I think they saw her size and they needed her big. And senior year, she just didn't happen to play. So the only footage they had was a JV.
Well, it worked. That worked.
And so she got there, man. But
so, Coach, let me put you on the hot seat.
Okay.
And it's not really a hot seat. It's just more trying to get what your philosophy is or what you think. So you look at the Golden State Warriors, right?
Uh-huh.
And the fact that they don't have like MJ, they don't have a dominant player like Shaq in the middle or anything like that. What do you think is the key to their success?
Chemistry. They like each other. You can tell they get along really well with each other. They got each other's back. The whole time Klay Thompson was out, you never heard them bad mouthing him or he need to get back. They let him heal for 2 years. And now that he's back, he's producing. So you see Draymond Green, you see all these guys, Stephen Curry, Marbury, I'm showing my age now. You see Stephen Curry is just this great leader. He's just got that personality where everybody wants to be on his team and everybody wants to play on this team. And you see people like Kevin Durant and people like that have come through the door but just didn't fit. And so they got weeded out. It's like the weed and seed program. You put seeds out there, you let them grow. The bad weeds, you move them out. The good seeds, you let them grow. And I think that's what's happening with Golden State and why they've been successful and then been able to go down a little bit, but then rise back up. It's just because they believe in each other. They enjoy playing with each other. They have fun with each other on and off the court. And they have each other's backs. They're true family and true brotherhood.
Yep. So do you think it has anything to do with the system or just chemistry?
Of course. Well, obviously, when I'm talking about the leader, it has to start with Steve Kerr. And the system he has them running, which is probably just a free land system, just getting out there running, he letting Draymond shoot a 3 every now and then.
It's actually called a flow system, but go ahead on.
Well, okay, flow, okay. That's why you got recruited and I didn't. Okay. All right. So, okay, it's a flow system. But whatever the system is, it's flowing correctly and it's flowing very nicely right now. And so I just think that's the biggest thing, it's as far as getting plays and all that stuff, you can go on Google, you can find plays, you can find how to do anything you want. But to have a team to play for you, but to have a team to enjoy playing together and have that chemistry is what makes a good team.
So do you see just within the high school ranks and what we do you see a lack of chemistry being a factor of the success or non-success of programs, whether it's ours, whether it's other people's that you hear about?
I don't know if it's lack of chemistry or lack of skills.
Right.
Because I just don't think people get in the gym and work on their craft the way we used to do. Like you say, I wasn't one of the top players. I wasn't all this and all that, but I was still out there in the gym working on my game. I always tell people we played harder at Cogdale Recreation Center
Mhm.
and that Flag Rec Center and pickup games than these kids play in practice.
Right.
And
Right.
practice is so important. It's practice, and we always talk about how practice is more important than the games.
Hmm.
You know, games just showcase how hard you practice. And I just think that the want you to work on your skills right now is not there. And the ones that do um, are the ones that it shows.
And do you think that it's part of our current culture to where it's more about show when you do, like you have to have a personal trainer, you have to be doing the latest and greatest drill as opposed to just getting in the gym and you know what, today I'm gonna make 500 threes and they're gonna be game speed threes. It's not gonna be shooting and giggling. You know, I'm gonna work on my handles for 20 minutes straight till I get super fatigued and then I'm gonna go on to the next thing. What do you think when in our current culture, why why don't kids play the way we used to play with pickup and stuff like that?
You know, I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. It's just hard. It's just hard. Everything's been given to us. It's been really easy, and just the way coaching is now, just the way parents are now, you can't, you know, things you can't do. I mean, no, we're never ever gonna abuse a kid. You're never gonna cuss a kid. You're never gonna put your hands on a kid. You're never gonna do that. But you want to push a kid. You want to you know how you'll lay into a kid to get the best out of them. And sometimes parents don't understand that. You know, sometimes parents believe just because my kid has been in the program 3 years, they're automatically on varsity. Um, with you, that's definitely a rude awakening. If they think that's what's going on, they should have a meeting, closed door meeting with you at any time. But so entitlement,
Hmm.
I think entitlement is, oh yeah, I'm on the team, so I'm satisfied. Um, and and just you know, something like we used to play 21, you get the rebound, man. You got to get in balance and get the rebound. You got to take it back. You know, ain't no tips.
Right.
Ain't no tips and all this stuff. If you shot the ball and missed it, go get on defense.
Right.
Oh, not, oh, hey, get it. No, no, you know. So just the way they practice, just the habits they're creating, practicing, and like you say, you can see at the rec center. Kids, all they do is they go in there and everybody just go to bombing up threes. Like you said, nobody's working on their footwork. Nobody's working on their ball handling. Nobody's working on defense ever. You never ever walk in a gym. And that's what I tell my granddaughter, see somebody just in the corner closing out. Somebody in the corner just doing defensive slides. And so I always tell kids that defense can get you to college. You know, you put that defense on, you become a lockdown defender. I don't care how good you can shoot the ball. There's hundreds of people that shoot the basketball because that's all they do.
Now, coach, I'm gonna stop you right there, man, because
Oh, here you go with the, you know,
how many days did you go into Coddale doing defensive slides and closeouts?
I didn't, but
Nobody does that.
that's what I'm saying. But somebody's got to do that and put in that extra work to get where you want to go. Do something different. You got to separate yourself from everybody else.
Man, you'd have got laughed up out of the gym views over there doing closeouts in front of your partners and
And
defensive
I'd have
slides.
got more recruiting letters than you. Was that funny, man?
That really was. That really
Hey, I just wanted to get my Stephen A on.
hey, hey, just here's the thing. I done seen you demonstrate a closeout. So
Right.
maybe you should have been doing closeouts.
Oh, no, 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 no. I can close out. I can defensive slide. Now, you know that. Actually, even without all that, I was a pretty good defender.
Yeah.
I was a
He was
pretty good
athletic
defender.
enough. Yep.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying you have to do extra things. You have to put in that extra work
Right.
that what other people are not doing, and you got to want to. It can't be your parents. It can't be your coaches. It's got to be something in you to want to get it done. And the other thing is you're talking about all these personal trainers, all these one-on-ones, which we've all done. But we get so involved in these trainings and these special training, but can they translate it onto the court in a real game? And you and I both know that a lot of times that's not happening.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with personal training. I just think the pickup game is kind of fading away. And so
Right.
it used to be a time where you knew where you can go and just get good pickup. And now you come in here to the rec, that's about the only place that you can get pickup. And then the quality of the pickup is going to be dependent upon who's out there. I mean, as you know, you probably check out 20 balls and you got 20 different balls out there flying, as opposed to the kids being organized and start playing some pickup game when you got 40 people on the court.
It's the truth. And like I say, they just balls, and they just, like I said, they're out there just shooting threes and stuff. And that Euro step is one thing that I'm seeing. Everybody's using that Euro step, even when they don't need to use that Euro step. When just great hard basketball, go up, power up, take the hit and finish. Oh no, now I got to put a little sugar on it. I got to do this.
Right.
You know, and I guess that's one of my biggest pet peeves is stop all the sweetness. You know, I always tell them, leave the foo-foo for your coffee. Go up strong and finish. You know, I don't put no foo-foo in my coffee.
No, you don't.
So just things like that, man. Just basics. Just getting down the fundamentals, the basics of the game. And as you're talking about scrimmaging all the time and just getting on the court playing, that's also one of the biggest things that we're seeing that we had coming up, that a lot of kids had coming up, and that's just a good basketball IQ. And you're only going to get that through playing.
Right.
You know, seeing things happen, figuring things out. So I think getting that good basketball IQ just by getting in the gym, playing with different people, figuring it out, be very beneficial for a lot of players, young players.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, that's one of my coins. I tell the girls, after I demonstrate something, if they still sitting there looking at me crazy, figure it out.
Exactly. Exactly. Figure it out.
That's it. Yeah. But here's the thing, Coach. What you gonna figure out for the day? What you got going? Because graduations going on, parties, all that good stuff.
Right. You know what, man? I unfortunately have to go to my cousin's funeral today, who was also a very good athlete at flag high. But then, man, I'm gonna try to hit some of these graduation parties. I got some graduation cards I need to get out. And even though with the sadness for my family for the day, it's still a celebration. Yep. For a lot of great young people. When I was coming up, there was no question. You're gonna graduate. You know,
right?
You're gonna graduate. Nowadays, it's with the COVID, especially with this graduating class, they've been through COVID, they've been through mass shooting, they've been through everything, man. And this graduating class has been so resilient, and for them to get it done has to definitely go off to them, man.
Most definitely, and definitely condolences to the family. You know, just I just used to be able to just be in awe of what Melvin would do in that weight room. You know what I mean? I didn't actually get to see him play in his athletic feats, but you know,
oh yeah,
he was strong in that weight room.
Yeah, this was like 70 years old, man. 68 years old, man. He was in there throwing weights around. So we'll say our farewells to him, man, and then we'll just keep on moving, you know.
All right, man. Well, it's that time, so I don't know what everybody else got going today, but we, you know, hope everybody have a blessed day, a great week. Until next time, you ain't got to go home,
but you gotta leave here. Happy graduation. Congratulations. See ya.